Hello, everyone. I was about to say Fugeking Death, but that's the wrong show.
It's the better show. I'm sorry, it's the better show.
God, listen again. We're gonna get into it tonight. There were some good things. There were some
There were.
things. But hello, everyone, and welcome back to the BC Wrestle Pod. Network, the conglomeration, syndicate, thingamabob. I don't know what we already are. We are an entity of weirdos from across the country who like to review wrestling. So here we are. I think our intro bits now, I'm going to try to start doing them in the style of welcome to So shout out to Trixie and Katya. We love you. No, but we are here once again on this Monday evening, and I am joined by the Strong Style Syndicate, our New Japan Pro Wrestling reviewer, pod, crew, squad, whatever you want to call us. We are here to review all the stuff that is happening in New Japan, or at least the big stuff, because they have a lot of shows, and that's a lot to be watching and reviewing. So we're going to be covering a lot of the big stuff. And we are here tonight to be breaking down Wrestle Kingdom 20. We are 2 weeks out, I would say, even less than a week about. It's been some time. Like, we had some time to process our feelings and, of everything that went down. And we are here to give our wisest and most accurate opinions. Not really. It's professional wrestling. Nobody agrees on anything.
Dog, I got no idea what the hell I watched.
I mean, fair.
But I just watched it.
Who are you, the professor?
Yes.
I'm way prettier and I got hair.
Oh, I agree with you. I fully agree with you. I'm just saying, you're like taking pages out of his playbook here.
Yeah, he's a bad influence on me.
Shout out to the professor. But of course, my name is Mikey El Jefe of BC Wrestle Pod, and joining me in 2026, this is the crew that is going to be covering New Japan this year. Possibly maybe adding Adolfo back into the mix when he's ready to come back. But to introduce the crew to you, first and foremost, we got you, Mr. Bear Nakano himself, or Bear Nakano himself, Benny, who is in the house. I love the name, my friend. I really do.
Well, thank you. Greetings and salutations. Let's rock and roll, shall we?
Let's do it. And I'm so excited. Also joining us, and, a little bit of somewhat strong arming everybody to at least do one international promotion in 2026. We have, look, not the Fed. Minnie is in the house.
I don't know how I ended up here. I think I took a wrong left turn.
It's a long plane flight for a wrong left turn.
For real.
Shit. I'm here, though. I'm here to watch something that isn't WWE, guys. You proud of me yet?
Yes.
You proud of me, Dad? You proud of me?
Hey, nobody else is going to watch the Fed, so I did. I was doing it for you guys.
Listen, we all suffered together, and we are still going to, because we're not fully giving up the Fed. We're still going to cover the pay-per-views, but Raw and SmackDown are not on the docket this year. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of happy about that. With SmackDown going back to 3 hours, I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go.
You're going to drop my workload by a lot.
For reals. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, rounding out our panel tonight and into 2026. Tonight, he is affectionately known as Asaya Kami Tiny, JBL.
It's Kama Tahini. Yeah, I got to keep on the food puns as we go along. So
I swear, if this cookbook don't come out by the end of the year, we're gonna fight.
Hey, I got to take my cover shoot for it in my unitard from last year that I didn't get. So
do we just put you in the unitard in an apron and a chef's hat?
What apron? I don't need an apron. Just a chef's hat. I'll be Scott Steiner from the JR cookbook that he did.
Oh Lord, help us all.
I know what we're planning on doing this year. We're about to make this cookbook a thing.
It'll be international now as I'm watching New Japan again. So
an international cookbook. We'd love to see it. But that is going to be our panel for tonight. So before we get into everything that is Wrestle Kingdom, quick announcements for everybody who is watching at home or abroad, wherever you watch us, because we love you and it's great. But if you are new to BC WrestlePod or you've been rocking with us for the last 3.5 years, which is crazy to say at this point, we thank you and we're sorry. But of course, you can check out all our content on the YouTube, the Twitch, the Kick. That's where you can find all of our lives and the shenanigans that go on live, as well as the edited reviews on YouTube, where I try my best to make it as coherent as possible. Do I succeed? We're still on debate for that one. Also, though, if you're looking for something a little bit more self-contained, you can pick your favorite social media site. We're probably on there, and you can follow us there at BC WrestlePod, where we have report cards, previews for the weekly television shows, except for Monday Night Raw today, because it was at 11 a.m. and I was still at work. So I was like, nope, we're good. Stupid European shows. Oh my goodness. But we also do predictions where some leagues were very close and some leagues were getting absolutely decimated. So we are almost at the end of our prediction season coming up here with all the last shows in April for all the major promotions that we cover here in the stateside. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. We also have some merchandise available at our shop, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. And if you would like to help us pay for these pay-per-views, looking at you, AEW, I'd love to see you. But we still gotta be shelling out pay-per-views for everybody. Or, to help us keep these metaphorical and physical lights on sometimes. The little coffee bot will be popping up in the chat ever so often. But now that we're done, let's get into it, because Wrestle Kingdom 20, we're starting off New Japan here. And I don't know about the rest of you, especially for those of you who are avid followers of New Japan, but 2025 New Japan had some ups and downs for sure.
Very much so.
And there were a lot of stop starts all year for a lot of different things, and it was heartening to see that Wrestle Kingdom tried to make sense of it. I guess
trying being the optimal word.
It was there. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting 2025 for New Japan. Wrestle Kingdom, they tried. Like I said in the report card for this, is like they tried to put everyone on the show, but to varying degrees of success in what they were involved in. So we're going to be breaking down everything. We're going to talk about the matches. We're also going to talk about, the hour-long send-off for Hiroshi Tanahashi and everything that has come out. And also, we have some people who may or may not be gone from New Japan now and are currently on hiatus too. I'm like, New Year Dash was also a thing that happened that brought a lot of information out to us.
I'm halfway through that right now. I'm like, holy cow, what is going on with this year? It's going to be so weird.
Yeah.
It's going to be...
And also, the wrong person won the heavyweight championship. I'm just saying.
Damn. Well, we're going to talk about that because I was like, So we're going to get into it. But let's kick things off, though. So we are going to briefly talk about our Young Lions match, where their graphic is completely different than the rest of the graphics we're going to be seeing tonight. So I had to grab this from the Twitter sphere. But in our Young Lions kickoff match, we had Katsuya Murashima and Matsutora Yasuda taking on Shoma Kato and Tatsuya Masumoto. Yes, I'm going to be attempting to pronounce these names as best as I can, so please bear with me.
Well, you can tell that all of them are about to go on excursions soon because their hair is growing back out.
For reals! And that's always a sign that they're about to be heading to the States in some capacity. Or sometimes in Europe, too, like the case of...
I'm just setting this table for Minnie here because to tell you what this is. All four of these guys have been in the dojo in learning how to do the NJPW style. What they do when they go there is you lose all of your personality for the most part. You shave your head, you put on the black trunks, and then you work and you work and you work. And by the time you're in, I think it's 2 or 3 years in, if you've risen up the ranks of Young Lions, you're allowed to grow your hair back out to what you want it to be. And then you get a big match at Wrestle Kingdom and you leave for a year or two to go to the States and work for ROH or GCW or, one of the bigger feds. You go to Europe, you go other places, you go to Mexico and you learn their style. You take a year excursion, grow a character so that when you come back, then like Oscar did and, you to Ice, you have a character set that you can bring to NJPW and really show off.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what I figured the young lions are just like the people were coming up in their training system. Didn't know about the excursion stuff. That makes sense. All right.
And it works both ways too, because New Japan will send their Japanese talent, and Stardom too. They will send their Japanese talent to learn these styles, and then in return, a lot of the companies will also send their stars to learn the strong style of New Japan. Like we saw it when we talked about Stardom last week, where we saw Olympia, who is CMLL. She's going to be in Japan for a year, learning that strong style.
Well, and Gabe Kidd came over from Rev Pro and stuff in England, and he's basically stayed. He became a young lion, worked his way up, and loved it so much that he signed with NJPW. So it's huge.
Mm-hmm. So love teaching people new things, but I don't. Again, this is a Young Lions match. This is to get them be like, hey, you're gonna be on the Wrestle Kingdom card, and this is funny enough. This was added like 24 hours before Wrestle Kingdom even started. They're like, okay, we're gonna throw you 4 on. Good luck, bam. But hey, you know what? Sink or swim time. Sink or swim.
And I'm going to say this about the whole card, Mikey. This seemed like, for the endings we got, for the booking we had, and for the Young Lions they picked, this was Tanahashi's favorite, and what Tanahashi wanted the entire way. Like, the feel-good stories, all the other people that won, and the person that won this match as well is definitely one of Tanahashi's favorites out of that thing. He's really pegging him to be his guy going out in the world.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, Katsuya Murashima and Matsutora Yasuda do end up picking the victory up here. Yeah, I was like, President Tanahashi could be felt across the show. So you have to remember, too, that Ace is a wrestler and the president of New Japan.
Not Johnny Ace, the Ace.
The Ace. God, Johnny Ace. Lord help us all. Alrighty. So we're going to get from the completely different graphic to the matching graphic for the rest of the show. So let's get into, which was technically a kickoff match as well, but it actually involved like the established New Japan talent. And we officially start things off with the New Japan World Television Championship match. Of course, this is the champion ELP, El Fantasma, taking on DDP's Chris Brooks and, lover of Zack Sabre Jr. And guys, we got some DDP shenanigans with the rubber band spot.
I thought that was funny.
It was, and that's what DDP is. They are the Japanese comedy wrestling, but they also have some really good stuff. And this is where, again, these are names that Minnie's going to be unfamiliar with, but a lot of the people that were in the tournaments this year of Best of the Super Juniors and the G1 too, like Mao, and there's a lot of crossover between a lot of these promotions, not gonna lie.
Well, and I mean, the problem is, like, El Fantasma has been in AEW fighting Takeshita in a ladder match a couple years ago, too. Like, he's been there. Chris Brooks, if you watch Wrestle Talk or a couple other places, he's popped up on there, too. So it's craziness.
It's crazy. So
One thing I like about what they do for New Japan is they'll tell you how many people have held the belt before them. So he's the 9th World TV champion. They do that for all their belts. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. There's a prestige and lineage.
Chris Brooks is definitely one of those guys where, he's a DDT wrestler. Like, he's a very comedic style. He does a lot of comedy stuff. But he's also one of those guys that can wrestle like a 45-minute banger.
Mm-hmm.
You can slot him up and down the card wherever you need him. He's one of those type of wrestlers.
Or bend him into pretzels like El Fantasma did.
Exactly. Was it Hana? He came up with the puppet.
Homeboy, Spike Pile Drive, Hana the Puppet had a DDT show the day before too. I loved it. But
oh man,
and I agree with you, Benny. Chris Brooks is one of those wrestlers who can do both the comedy but also wrestle a 45-minute match. Again, in DDP, the most popular clip with him is with him and Maki Ito crying when they get pushed to the floor. That is one of my favorites. But then you also have him go have banger matches when GCW came to Japan during the summer last year. Him and Drew Parker threw down. It was amazing to watch. So and ELP is one of those guys that is literally He's one of the few members standing still of like the previous generation of Bullet Club that is still here. And ELP is just like, yeah, I ain't got nowhere else to be, so I'm comfy where I am. Also, shout out to ELP. His whole last year has been a whole journey, spending half the year gone with cancer and then coming back, be like, I'm ready to fight.
There were a lot of those stories tonight with a lot of wrestlers coming back from either big injuries, long time out, where they finally make their debut back. And, this is a great way to open the night as well, Mikey, because these two really took a toll on each other in a lot of different ways and set up some fun stuff when they came out later on. So I was really happy to see this as the opener that we had.
Oh, 100%. This was fantastic, and I had a great time with this. So, ELP retains the NJPW Television Championship. And I'm like, okay, we're off to a great start. So the funny thing is, this was technically like the quote unquote kickoff show. Then we got the big old entrance, highlighting all the big matches that are happening and everything that's going down. And I'm just sitting here and I was just like, New Japan always announces the full card lineup like way in advance. So everything that is on their website will happen. So I already knew the order of this. Little did I know, though, that this match, this was the giant most what the clusterfuck did I watch ever.
I don't know what the fuck was going on, dude.
So we all, neither did New Japan, and I loves y'all, but hot damn, you guys, this was a rough one to watch. So, Minnie, every year at Wrestle Kingdom, they have a Rambo match, which is like what they call their multi-person matches. Usually, it's just like 8 people. They're contending for a championship.
They had 2 of these tonight. There was a 10-person match later.
So, the faction-on-faction warfare wasn't as crazy as this one, but the Rambo is usually like 8 people. They're contending for a championship title opportunity or bragging rights half the time. This was a Rambo match for the Open Neverweight Trios Championships. So you had, at a time, 3 people on a team entering ever so often. And this was just, Lord help us. So I got to get through everybody real quickly because there were some crazy pairings here. I was just like, I don't know how this worked, but we going to. And this is the sign. It's just like Tanahashi wants everyone on the card. I don't think some of these pairings work, but it is what it is.
He wanted to get as many people on because he knew half these people are going to be leaving soon.
I mean, true. Yeah. So going into this match, you have the never open weight, champions in Toru Yano, Master Wato, and one of my personal favorites, Yo. So they're the champions going into this match. Spoiler alert, they did not leave as the champions. So that's a thing. And let's just, I'm not even going to go in order, but this is all the other teams that we had, right? So we had the team of Shota Umino, Yuya Uemura, and representing Pro Wrestling Noah, Kase Takechi. I was just like, Lord help us. I was like, this is crazy. Well, then you have
Umino and Uemura were the tag champs like last year at this time too. That's crazy.
This is getting out of hand. So there's that team versus, Bishamon, which is Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, as they are, taking Bolton Oleg underneath their wing. Bolton is a crazy mofo. I love him so much. He's so good. Versus, our boys of TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr., Roy Oiwa, and Hartley Jackson.
Because that's the lineup I think of with TMDK is those 3.
I was like, where was Robbie Eagles? I was like, Robbie Eagles was in part. Okay, never mind. Versus, and then this, God, shout out to these guys, but I already knew they weren't going to.
We're in our 50s.
Exactly. Togi Makabe, Tiger Mask, and one of my personal favorites from Best of the Super Juniors, Ryusuke Taguchi.
Tiger Mask in his final match in the Tokyo Dome.
This is crazy.
In the Rambo.
Then you had Clark Connors teaming up with Yoto Ice and Oscar, the Knockout Bros. So
that they are the best tag team ever, and Tekla was there.
Tekla, we love her and her boo thing, Clark Connors.
There was so much shit going on with this whole thing, but the entire time I really like Yuta Ice.
No, he's fantastic. The Knockout Bros are actually a legit tag team, and I'm so happy that they're back.
Mikey, am I right that Oscar and Yuta Ice were the Young Lions either last year or the year before that did the opening match, and then they went on excursion back to Germany, and did a bunch of stuff there. So Oscar came back because I remember him with really short hair in the black trunks at the New Year's Dash, saying he was going to be going on excursion, and like he's back now. I freaking love him.
Yeah, and we're not done because we still got 2 more trios to talk about. So after them, we have the team of Tomohito Ishii, Taichi, and Satoshi Kojima. Him, I was just like, we were robbed of the machine gun chops. I was like, no, give me more. Also, nobody had any bread on hand anyways. And then finally, rounding out it, you have Ren Narita, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and the one and only Sonata.
House of Torture.
House of Torture is
What
in
was
here.
that fucking thing he was wearing when he came out, Sonata?
Yes.
Sonata has been on a weird one. He's been on a weird one for the last year with what his ring gear choices. So I was just like, what the fuck?
He had a
Did you see him
GoPro on his head.
Right, that was also like blinking lights. And did you see him at New Year's Dash? He looked like a YMCA version of Elias.
Yeah, I love how Sonata has taken essentially drag and like the way that Seth Rollins has been doing, right?
But better.
But better because he has a sense of style
and timing.
And just like turning it into heel heat where people are like, oh my god, what is he wearing?
He's literally the definition of camp.
Exactly.
So that rounds out all 8 teams in this match. God, this is a clusterfuck, y'all. Lord.
I give it to the announcers for keeping up with it, with all the people doing weird stuff.
I didn't even know how the match. Apparently, you can pin them and then you can throw them over the top rope.
Yep,
I didn't catch on to that shit until we got to the end. I was like, how the fuck are these people getting eliminated? What's going on?
They said it at the top, Minnie, but I believe you may have missed it.
I think I did because this shit was quiet. It was hard to hear things at the time.
I was surprised to see Clark Connors struggling to use a motorcycle tire multiple times as a weapon.
Wheels
that was
on.
funny as shit. It's also really funny. We're trying to watch him try to hit Yuta Ice over, and it looks like they were fucking up.
Yep.
I couldn't. I was like, that was funny because he tried like 3 times. He just wouldn't go over.
This was a cluster. This is not the Joey Janela GCW clusterfuck forever, but this was a clusterfuck of everybody who was not in actual like singles or faction matches, and we're just like, just throw everybody we got on this card right here.
And the winners, like, are they feeling bad that Zach lost the title? Like, I don't get this.
Here's the
I
thing.
saw Zack Sabre Jr. for about 4 seconds, and 3 of them he was pinning the dude.
Again, there was so much happening. I will say this: 2025, as we talked about, New Japan was in a weird spot. I am a firm believer that Zach and Hiroki Goto carried the World Championship scene, especially Zach when Hiroki Goto got hurt. And so I still wanted Zach to hold that title for a little bit longer, but again, I figured he wasn't going to. From Wrestle Kingdom last year to this year, New Japan has been very weird, and also, like, not even gonna lie, I will say Zach has had some really great matches and probably some of the best matches in New Japan for 2025 that ended up on my list. Like him and Takeshita at the King of Pro Wrestling for that title. Woo! Baby, that was so good. But now they're just like, okay, Zach, you carried us in 2025. Here's some trios championships. I was just like, I was just like, what are we doing?
Exactly. Like when like they won World Tag League and then won the Rambo here, so now they're the never open weight trios champions or whatever.
It was here I knew. I was like, they're not winning those tag championships at New Year's Dash. Fuck.
Nope.
Yeah. I was like, well, they just telegraphed that. They're not going to be double champs.
Also, how cute was it that Hartley Jackson was genuinely surprised that they won?
Oh, that was so awesome.
Commentary let us know, be like, this is his first time holding gold ever in his career.
Anywhere.
I was just first time ever in his career. I was like, wow, holy. And, commentary saying, he's not one to be in the spotlight, but, that he stepped into the spotlight with TMDK and now they got gold. And so I was like, I love that. I don't like this. I like that for him.
He's like if QT Marshall actually had talent.
Woo! Yeah.
I'm kidding. QT's done a great job training folks, but like seriously.
Yeah, right.
Shots fired.
I
Listen,
love
I
that
love
Zach had to like rein him in, like they were like he's just like, oh my god, and then Zach's like, dude, we gotta sit on the apron, we gotta take the
we are
pictures.
TMDK. We are kind of cool, but we are not full baby faces. Get it together.
Yeah,
Did you see that look like Zack Sabre might have like concussed himself doing that pin because he smashed the shit out of his head doing the pin.
Oh my
The
god!
bridge?
Yeah.
He looked kind of out of it after a bit. I'm not even gonna lie. He's
Well,
like,
but
all
he
right.
also when when he got the combo done to him earlier too, like he hit a little harder on that head. I think you're right, Minnie. He was a bit dazed and kind of a little bit out of it.
Well, you might have given himself a stinger when that because he like flipped down hard and he kept grabbing on his neck. I was like, damn, bro, chill.
Well, I mean, Minnie, you are watching one of the places where everyone lands on their neck. Like this is where it happens.
God, I fucking saw. I feel like I was watching the Ilya Dragunov match every match.
Lord help us. The Ilya matches are nuts too. I was like,
and those
I
are
would've
tame compared to this.
for reals. So TMDK are the new never open weight, 6-man tag team championships. I love that, but hot damn, this was oof. This is a rough watch. Not even gonna lie.
Poor Bolton Oleg.
To go from never open weight champion and losing it to Evil.
what is it like Taichi? It's almost time for him, man. Like I think that
Evil's got a good
G1 took it out. It took everything.
And the funny thing is, so not to go off on a tangent, but I will a little bit. Like Taichi had a very interesting story this year because he was on a losing streak, even since and then Wrestle Kingdom was a big moment for him, and he still lost that. So then when we got to the New Japan Cup, like literally, he had an amazing story of him trying to get his confidence back, and it took Zack Sabre Jr. to be like, "Listen, man, you're great, but get it together. We're supposed to have this match." Taichi with full on tears in that match and everything. I was just like, man, Taichi, you deserve better.
Suzuki-gun forever.
Well, yeah, like getting paired with like old ass Kojima and old ass Ishii. It's like you had no chance to start with.
Listen, I love Kojima and Ishii, right? But at the same time, I was like, damn, Taichi, they just not gonna give it to you right now. I was like, why?
No. We need Taichi and Sonata as a tag team would be hysterical.
Oh my god. Throwing Master Watto in there too, and we'll call it a
Where's my question? Who the fuck was that dude drinking a champagne on the way to the ring?
Okay, so like so here's the thing. So technically it was Yo, but it's like another form of Yo. It was really weird. I was like, what the hell?
That was tagged as Jack to Dude Love?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So that's Yo's drunken alter ego. I was just like, Yo have such a crazy character transformation. Like I remember I remember 2 years ago, like when he was in the Rambo, he didn't have his wrestling gear, so he came in as like a Japanese high school student in the tracksuit, full on sprinting down the ring.
Yeah, he lost his shoes, remember, because he got like stunnered out of them or something.
What a character transformation for Yo, and what a crazy year. Him and Kosei Fujita probably had one of my favorite matches in the first half of the year in that final for Best of the Super Juniors. Holy shit, that match rolled.
And he's still got a built-in thing with Sho every time that they're on the screen together because they used to be.
That was the Best of the Super Juniors. There were shenanigans every time they fought each other in the tournament. Like, I was like, oh, House of Torture. But Mao got him good in a DDT style match in the final round where he ran him over with the car. It was glorious. And hit him with the bicycle too.
Minnie, this is what you're missing. And Sho and Yo, yes, we're a tag team.
Yeah, I was trying to get over the fact I heard Yo Show as a tag team. They say he got ran over by a car, and I just had flashbacks of Big Show on a casket being dragged through an area by a car.
Well, let's go back farther. Roddy Piper getting run over by Goldust in a giant Lincoln Continental.
Yes.
That three-way with Big Show, Al Snow, and Raven.
Was it Al Snow or was it Kane?
I think it was Al Snow. It was like just around the time he came in.
We love it. But shout out to TMDK. New Japan still loves them. We love you.
It makes no sense.
I know. It does not. It does not. And we'll talk a little bit about New Year's Dash a little bit because some shit went down. And some people also are gone. So I'm like, guys, it was only one day. What happened?
It's a new year.
Of course, the women always get the short end of the stick because they never let them go past like 12 minutes because this was the same situation last year. But
and on top of the fact, also they took it away from him because Saya Kamitani's entrance is so epic and it took them forever. She was getting rushed through it.
Well, also Saya, as it was announced in the press conference too, she is going to be taking some time off. So I was
well deserved.
Girl was carrying Stardom's red belt for all of 2025, and also being the first, like the only female to top the new, like the Japan like wrestlers list and everything too. I was like, shout out to her. But
she won the Japanese National Athlete of the Year award for the first time ever to be a woman to do it. This match was dope. This is my first time seeing both these motherfuckers. This was incredible. I do not want to be kicked in the head by the other one. I can't pronounce her name, so I'm not even going to try it.
Well,
no, I got you.
Shuri is it was a student to Jiri. You don't want those feet anywhere near you.
No, and the way I saw her kicking fucking Zaya, I was like, "What? Oh my god, she did!"
Yeah,
Minnie, we'll say this too. You have to see Saya Kamitani's match the night before on Queendom. It's 10 times better than this, and that's saying something.
This was still really good. I just wish that New Japan would let them go longer, but it is what it is. But this is a title for title match. This is for the IWGP Women's Championship as well as the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. So this is title for title. This is the IWGP Women's Champion Shuri versus the NJPW Strong Women's Champion Saya Kamitani. God, these girls rule. I was like, yes.
This is a history ignorance question.
What's
New
that?
Japan's big belts. Why are they called the IWGP, not the New Japan?
It is. Oh my goodness, I forgot why they call it.
It's the actual Japanese for what it is. It's not NJPW, and I forget what it's. The International Wrestling Grand Prix is what it stands for.
Got it.
So. And then, of course, the New Japan Strong Women's title is still fairly new, as it has only been held by 6 other women at this point.
Apparently, so has the IWGP Women's title, too.
So. That is also new, too, because this is the 6th one. Both of these belts are fairly new, which is crazy. I was just like, well, I guess we got women's titles now, so I love that. But the IWGP Women's Championship has been held by the likes of like Kairi Sane before she went back to WWE, Mayu Iwatani. And then the Strong Championship has also been held by some really great women, but more of a collective, like Azumi held it at one point because she won it last year in May. But it's also been held by the likes of Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale. So these belts have gotten around to some really good folks.
And we're on great folks. This is one of the best matches of the night.
This was awesome. For as short as it was, this was in my top 3.
I don't know, but I'm definitely a Saya servant now. That shit was, she said Aura when she came out, and I was like, you can see in our setting Texas because I was watching. I was like, I don't know who she is, but I like her already. I'm
telling you, these Stardom entrances are probably some of the best entrances in professional wrestling. That's saying a lot. The Stardom girls, they get production, honey. But man, this was such a baller match. But again, I always get mad because New Japan never lets them go past 12 or 13 minutes. I was like, can we at least get 15? But again, the fact that not just Saya, but Shuri also wrestled in a crazy ass match too the night before at Dream Queendom, which is like, oh Lord, help us. But they went back and forth. Everything hurt me watching, but I was fairly entertained. Shuri ends up putting Saya Kamitani down and is still your IWGP Women's Champion and new Strong Women's Champion.
Those near falls all the way through were brutal.
This is my first time seeing Saya Kamitani. Wait a minute. I've seen her live.
I was hold the phone.
In real time.
She had red hair then, and she was a good guy.
Now she is all decked out in black. Just because of this pose alone.
Like, wow.
Like if we're gonna have women here, just because of her persona and her current persona in ROH, I don't know if we ever would, but I would love to see Saya Kamitani and Billy Starks mix it up in some capacity.
Definitely.
Maybe in a tournament for some sort of television title.
I mean, again, God, that tournament took way too long, but we finally have a champion thanks to the final battle. But 4 months is too long, Tony Khan. That was too long. Anyways, but both of these women killed it. Shout out to Shuri and shout out to Saya Kamitani, who's going to be taking some time off, but she's still got a couple matches. I mean, Starlight Kid and Starlight Kid is in the mix wanting that title back. And Hate's going to have an interesting year because we also have like members fighting each other. Like Rena is about to come after, the white belt. So that's going to be fantastic. So we go from a really great, fantastic match to also, Lord help us. We
what in the hell was this?
We were struggling, right? So this story has been a thing.
Well, even commentary was going on about it.
Why is the only word Gabe Kidd knows how to say fuck or fuck you?
He's Australian. No, he's British.
No, he's not. He's British.
He said it like 30 times that match.
No, Gabe Kidd. Okay, here's the thing. I don't want to assume anything, but I feel like, and JVL, I feel like we said this like 2 years ago when we reviewed Wrestle Kingdom 18 with Gabe Kidd. I feel like Gabe Kidd is somewhere on the spectrum, possibly. So there also might be some things with that.
Look at his picture.
I mean, but
because he's holding two trains, he's.
What the? Gosh darn it, you guys!
Oh man,
this is a bullet train. This is a locomotive. Sorry.
God help us all. But no, Gabe Kidd is very British, and I also think he is somewhere on the spectrum as well. So that tends to also happen. But also, Gabe Kidd is just a fucking psychopath as well. Like this kid,
this entire match was a fucking psychopath match. What? Dude came out with the fucking sword.
As opposed to David Finley's somewhat working Gatling gun.
That thing looked like a modified Nerf gun. I'm not gonna lie. Looked like it was a painted Nerf gun. I'm glad they added sound effects though, because it would have been really awkward if they.
So let me set this match up, and then we can just get into the nonsense that this was. So this was a 10-man tag team match.
Nonsense, anyways.
For reals. This is a 10-man tag team match in which we had the combination of what's left and who wasn't in the Rambo match of Bullet Club War Dogs teaming up with, the unaffiliated group of, so this is Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi teaming up with Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finley, Gabe Kidd, and my personal favorite, Drilla Maloney. Love him. God, if y'all need to see Drilla as a singles competitor, him and Spike Trevay in Progress for Unboxing had one hell of a match. And they were taking on the team of, at the start of this match, of the Great Okan, who I still love the cultural references he does with his entrance gear. It's crazy. Callum Newman, who has gone to the dark side over the past year, which is crazy to say. And New Year's Dash is setting up some shit, y'all. A returning Aaron Hanare, who is now just going by Hinare with his big old Samoan tattoos. He's tattooed all over his face, in which Minnie was very frightened with. And then, of course, got to shout out the lawyers out there, because we also got Andrade El Idolo wrestling in here. So that's always fun. And then we were figuring out, okay, who's going to be on United Empire side? We're going to figure this out. And out comes, I'm like, hold the phone. Is that Bullet Club War Dogs Jake Lee? He jumped ship. I was like, oh, damn, here we go.
He took a payday.
That dude's tall as fuck.
No, Jake Lee is hella tall.
He also looks like he didn't want to be there.
He needs to work on his facial expressions, and I think that's been my biggest issue with him for like the last 2 years too. I was like,
I couldn't tell if he didn't want to be there, if he was bored.
Well, that he had that when he was tagging with Gabe Kidd at the same time. He always looked like, why am I here?
Like at first, I was like, oh, he just looks like he didn't want to be there because he's betraying the group he's a part of. But he did that the whole match, and I was like, You just big booted a dude in the face and you look bored as fuck.
Well, and then he did it again later on in the evening.
Like, funny enough, in the next match after too, like,
no.
Which
also
what
the hell was the growth on Andrade's mask that he was wearing? Was it supposed to be a crown? Because it looked like he had like a Chef Boyardee hat growing out of his mask.
Not the Chef Boyardee.
It was more like Chef Boyardee's nuts. Like, come on.
No.
Benny is like, what did we get stuck into here with these two
I don't know. I just I said I forgot I was even going to do New Japan, and then next thing you know, I'm here. Andrade got a little bigger though, a little swole. Trying to get back into the match here. What the hell was Hinari in that fucking ponytail? That was an affront to nature. Also, he terrifies me, so I hope he doesn't see this. But
so the reason that Hinari, terrifies you is he is Samoan. I mean, but he is like, he leans into the actual like culture of the Samoans. He has the tattoo on his face, like you would see like the actual islanders, the tribes in Samoa and the Hawaii, do all that. But yeah, that ponytail is crazy too. I was like, Hinari, we talked about this. It's okay to let it go.
It confused me more than the fucking Rambo match.
Yeah,
that's like where that was with that.
What was that, Benny?
Hare Krishnas.
Oh, the Hare Krishnas. Oh God,
Lord help us.
Benny, you're showing your age.
Yeah, very much so.
Callum Newman did nail like a 15-mile-per-hour big boot. That was cool.
No, Callum is fantastic. It's just a weird dynamic because, okay, and let's just talk about this now. So United Empire do beat the Bullet Club War Dogs and unaffiliated in this match. Afterwards, we had a masked person, beat up somebody, which turns out to be a returning Francesco Akita, which makes me excited because he's been out due to injury for a couple of months. Happy to have him back. He was fantastic in Best of the Super Juniors. But the biggest thing to come out of this, and let's just talk about it here for New Japan and New Year's Dash, because at the end of the show, we had a certain aerial assassin be there for Tanahashi's retirement ceremony. And he was also at New Year's Dash too. There is some bitter feelings that Callum Newman has against Will Ospreay, which, the story with being that as soon as Will was finished with that, somewhat fun, but not the best outing for a steel cage match for New Japan when it was United Empire versus Bullet Club War Dogs. Will left New Japan and he was ready to work full-time in AEW. And so he kind of just left United Empire in a broken heap without a leader and just floundering for the last year and a half or so. So Callum Newman is kind of pissed at Will Ospreay. But Ospreay is out due to injury and he got, surgery to get that done. And at New Year's Dash, he, got in the ring with United Empire saying that when he's cleared, he's going to be here in New Japan to make things right and to fix what's broken. And then Callum Newman with the chair was about to smack Ospreay, but it would be, it was Great O'Khan that stopped him, I believe. And so I was just like, Callum Newman has some bitter baby mama feelings. Like,
who is Great O'Khan?
He is the one with the ponytail.
I know who he is, but like, what is he?
So
that's the better way to ask that question.
So Great O'Khan's character is based off of like a Japanese yokai. So like when he comes out with the gloves and the question mark of on his head, he is embodying a Japanese yokai, which is a Japanese spirit, a Japanese ghost, things like that.
With the Michael Jackson glove.
Yes. I kid you not, if I send you pictures of designs of different Japanese yokai, it is out of control.
I know Japanese yokai, they're fucking insane, but his whole characters, I was looking at like, what are you? What's with the glove? You just grab people's heads and then do something.
Welcome to the weird, wonderful world of Japanese pro wrestling. Thanks to JBL for the Reddit.
You're welcome.
All
so
right.
Minnie can check that out a little bit.
You're going to see my live reaction to it.
It's the hopping vampire from Japanese folklore.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the yokai.
You ever wonder what the hell the Great Okana is supposed to be? Yep, that answers my question perfectly.
That's what I figured. Why you should read it anyway.
So I'm interested with Will Ospreay being in New Japan for a little bit. Like when he's cleared, like he'll be over here. Hopefully, this leads to something where we might see something for Forbidden Door coming later this year or during the summer. But I don't know, you guys. I was like this match particularly itself. I was just like, oh, okay.
Well, and I'm everything about this screams like a redux of the Kyle Fletcher feud that they just had in AEW. So like I'm like, how will they differentiate this? How will they make it different? Will Kyle Fletcher get involved at some point if it's at Forbidden Door? Because he is still technically part of United Empire, even though he's part of the Don Callis family.
Him and Mark Davis technically are still members of United Empire, even though you're right, but they're part of the Don Callis family. Well, anywho, really quickly, shout out to new friendo Max here. We are reviewing Japanese wrestling, New Japan, my friend. So we are breaking down Wrestle Kingdom 20, which is like the big New Japan show at the beginning of the year, which kicks off the rest of the year because boy howdy, we got a lot of stuff happening.
And Minnie is your door in here because Minnie had not watched Japanese wrestling ever before this, I think.
Forbidden Door is about the closest I got.
Yeah. So introduced a couple of the New Japan folks, but now this is strictly New Japan and adjacent as well, like with Andrade.
and Stardom and all that good stuff.
That's very true as well. So moving on though. I love everyone in this match, but I was like, we should have had a junior heavyweight championship match here instead of a number one contendership for said junior heavyweight championship.
This shit got weird too. So many people came out. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Also, show was weird.
House of Torture.
House of Torture is crazy, man. But in our IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship number one contender four-way match, these are the four that wrestled. Of course, we have one of my personal favorites, El Desperado. Death B is in this match. The former champion, having to vacate it due to injury last year at Dynasty, which is very unfortunate, versus TMDK's Kosei Fujita, the winner of 2025's Best of the Super Junior, where he battled Yo in the finals, which is fantastic, versus Bullet Club War Dogs and one of my personal favorite members, the Bone Soldier Taiji Ishimori, versus the House of Torture show. House of Torture shenanigans.
Well, and of course, because Doki's the champion, like you have show in there to basically go in there and then pull a Kevin Nash, right? Right, Benny?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, man, I think Gato really hates the juniors division.
No.
Really?
I think it's because he's probably just never got out of that shadow,
As opposed to the shadow he was in for the semi-main event or the main event for the evening.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Ooh. Again, I love everybody in this match, but we should have had Despy and Doki fight it out in a rematch instead of having a number one contenders to determine who would fight Doki for said junior heavyweight championship.
Or hey, here's even better. Put a gauntlet match in where Desperado has to face all of House of Torture to get to Doki at the end.
Yes, that would have been great because Despy is... I mean, El Desperado wins, which we already knew was going to happen because I was just like, let's do that. And I was just like, we should have just had a gauntlet match where Despy has to fight his way through House of Torture minus Evil to get to that match with Doki. Like,
oh no, put Evil in there anyways, just for the hell of it.
Might as well. Everybody else was all over the show. So, again, I really like these four. This match was fine for what it was. I was just like, I feel like having a number one contendership match at Wrestle Kingdom is kind of weird. And I was like, at least a regular fatal four-way like this. I was like, okay.
Well, this got super schmozzy anyways, to the point of like, it was not as schmozzy as Evil's match, but pretty damn schmozzy.
Well, speaking of Evil, Well, actually, this is a perfect time because after this match, before we get into our final 3 matches of the evening, this is where New Japan tells us, be like, hey guys, this is our schedule coming for the rest of the year. So I was just like, thank God New Japan always be putting out these dates because I already filled our calendar. But of everything that they announced, right? So I'm just sitting here, I'm like, oh boy, what is happening? So the important events that are happening and that we are going to be covering here. So you will have the New Japan Cup semis and finals happening towards the end of March. So we are going to talk about the New Japan Cup because that one sets up a championship match for somebody at Sakura Genesis, which is the next big event in April. We get the dates for the finals of Best of the Super Juniors 33, and I am really excited for Best of the Super Juniors again. It is the summer tournament for your quote-unquote cruiserweights, which leads into Dominion. Then, of course, rounding out all of July and all of August, you have the G1 climax. Lord help us. I am praying to the wrestling gods that this year's G1 is not as weird as the past one. Adolfo and I loved it, but because Gabe Kidd was injured and he was withdrawn from the tournament, really threw off my block. And then certain folks also didn't do great either. I was like, this is a weird way we're booking some people.
well, we know that Benny's going to win this year whenever we do our blocks anyways, because you are just like the king of booking right now. So,
Lord help us. Not if I have anything to say about it. I'm just kidding.
I remember like last year's G1, like the first time I saw Bolton Oleg. And like the first time I saw him, I was like, oh, this guy's interesting. And then the second time I saw him, I said, oh, this is it, huh?
I like Bolton. I think he has progressed a lot in the last 2 years or so. But yeah, when he first came on the scene, I was just like, who is this man's?
Yeah,
and what's his phone number?
Mikey, he has progressed because he now has 5 moves of doom instead of 3.
That is very true. Well, I mean,
about John Cena.
Well, speaking of have 5 moves of doom, right? So, okay.
Oh, this is rough.
Oh, Lord help us.
I give Aaron Wolf a lot of credit for doing what he could do.
Why was there so many never open weight champions?
So, okay.
Has Belt been around since like the 1940s? What the hell? Just the hardcore championship.
Just changes hands a lot.
It just changes hands a lot. So, So in our first of the final 3 matches, this is for the Never Open Weight Championship. So this is, how do I put this nicely, right? So Aaron Wolf is definitely a hot topic when it comes to New Japan, given the fact that he is an actual he is literally a gold medalist, and now he's wrestling, or he's being trained into the more professional wrestling style of certain things. And there is a lot of the fandom in New Japan that kind of feels very not so good towards Aaron Wolf. You'd be like, here's the thing. So we all know a little bit about Japanese culture. Like outsiders are a really big thing, especially when it comes to people who are who are either visiting Japan or, coming from other places moving into Japan. That's just the culture. Aaron Wolf is kind of that same way when it comes to the Japanese professional world too. He is a gold medalist of actual martial arts coming into wrestling. And a lot of Japanese wrestlers and Japanese wrestling federations in Japan were like, I don't know if this is going to be a good idea. And so Aaron already had a hill to climb to get here. Then the fact of the matter is he gets this match made and he has to fight Evil of all people. So it's like, oh, Lord, here we go. So the story going into this was also a little bit weird because Evil the whole entire time did nothing but cut promos. And also at the press conferences said that Evil was embodying that anti outsider, be like, oh, Aaron Wolf can't come in here. He comes in a gi. He hasn't put in the work and he gets this championship match. Well, what did Aaron Wolf decide to do? Whole man shaved his head and he put on the young lion black trunks and everything. I'm like, oh Lord, we're about to go there, aren't we? We tried, man. We tried. Aaron, I give you credit. You tried, but this match was rough.
Is there something wrong with Evil? Why were you guys upset that you just could fight Evil?
Evil is, how do I put this? Evil has kind of overstayed his welcome in New Japan a little bit. He's not the best wrestler, and ever since he created House of Torture, New Japan loves House of Torture because they're the biggest merch seller, surprisingly. But he's just not good. He's the New Japan equivalent to Chris Jericho minus the NDAs.
He basically has brought a lot of people under his wing that he thinks he's helping, but really he's just monopolizing time. And then with this, he's lost a step or two, and he's got to go up against a very green worker. And so that's why shenanigans abounded for this, which, Mikey, and also Benny on this one, the referee, we know there's suspension of disbelief, the ref can't see everything. But when the cloud of salt and dust has not left the ring, and he turns around as Evil is putting him into his finish, it's like, no, this is a no DQ match on purpose. And I can say, like, a lot of the ways where they got him in there and they took people around and they beat him up in the ring, fine. But that salt to the face made no freaking sense.
It did not.
I also love that, like, when they pulled the rep out, like, he looked like, that cartoon of, like, somebody sticking out of a trash can. Like, the way he landed on the ramp, like, the rep was, like, legs up and, like
full spread. I was like, what are we doing?
Like, I give him credit. Aaron Wolf was fine. He's got great fire. Like, he definitely has potential. But
can we stop?
Can we stop giving every fucking wrestler who's done any sort of Olympic thing, make him do the goddamn Olympic slam?
Or anybody that's a judoka or worked in judo does the same hip toss every time too for 7 people like Marina does right now.
Oh Lord!
Oh my God!
There's like 1,900 different judo moves.
Seriously,
or at least lean into that.
Seriously,
like when he did this flash off the top, I was like, "You don't need to do that."
There was more movement in Hornswoggle's tadpole splash than there was in his.
Clip it now.
And I know it's a tough move to do, but like he still was so tentative moving those hands. He's like, I think I'm Eddie Guerrero. No, I'm not Eddie Guerrero.
To be honest with you, I mean, what did I say in the text? I was like, dude, this Aaron Wolf looks like a jobber.
He's supposed to because he's in the Young Lion stuff.
Listen, we don't body shame here, but I was just like, somebody hates him because I was like, are we sure that's the correct size of the shorts? Okay, like I was like, y'all did him dirty. I was just like, we are body positivity here at BC Wrestle Pod. Somebody had it out for Aaron. I was just like, oh Lord. I mean, the reign of Evil as openweight champion is over for now because y'all know
who are they going to bring up against him next that are going to help him through this? Because they've put a title on him too damn quick.
I don't know. I mean, this never openweight championship has kind of been in a weird position. Like, my money is on Bolton Oleg wanting to get it back. I guess I don't know. And I was just like, Lord help us all.
Do you think Bolton Oleg can take Aaron Wolf to a good match?
I don't know. We need President Tanahashi. We need to figure some stuff out. Figure some stuff out.
I mean, throw him in there with like Show or someone that they can at least do some Super Junior stuff around him. That might be interesting. Or Takahashi would be freaking hysterical up against him.
Oh Lord, help us! I would love that. Not even gonna lie. Alrighty, so we leave this match though. God, what a banger. We love it. Oops, I hit a button.
It's a good match, but the wrong person won.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
I love Yota Tsuji for so many things. And I know he was carrying the belt with all the prestige and all the great stuff behind it. And he had everyone behind him. And he is, Tanahashi's guy. He works well in the ring. His other stuff, his promos and everything else are just like, if it was anybody else on the New Japan roster, I could be behind it. Takeshita is in the league above him so far that seeing him beat Takeshita makes no sense. That is my personal opinion. I don't feel he's on Takeshita's level.
Ooh.
I sort of agree. I thought that Suji looked really blown up by the end, and Takeshita was outpacing him. But I think at least the main event scene is looking pretty good in 2026. But I agree with you.
I also don't think he needs to be a double champion. Like, he was doing well with that global title. Like, it just... who's he going to fight now?
We get the Volume 4 back, though, and I'm happy with that.
Oh, no.
Sorry, version 4.
Minnie's like, what the hell are you saying?
Oh, sorry. So, after Suji won, he said he was going to restore this Divas-looking belt over here back into the old style of the IWGP heavyweight title.
Which is what AEW based their design on because it was actually so beautiful, whereas this M. Bison-looking belt has looked weird the entire time.
I was wondering what the fuck that thing was.
It was a toy.
You know what the funny thing is? Like, when they first unveiled it, like, even the crowd went, oh.
And Will Ospreay couldn't save them from it.
That thing, it looks like a really shitty Captain America shield.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Every person that's held it up has looked like, I'll get you next time, He-Man.
No, that's
until we meet again.
That's the MLL copyright infringement right there. It's just like, because you have the brothers Angel de Oro and Niebla Roja, like, kind of half cosplaying as the Skeletor, but it's great. So I can see where both of you are coming from, JBL and Benny, with Yota Tsuji being the wrong call here. I can kind of agree with it, but I'm not very upset. I also don't think the media outlets misconstrued Tsuji's feelings about Takeshita holding this title too. I was just like, why are we waiting a week before the show to create this storyline? I was like, you know damn well that Tsuji don't really feel like that.
Because there wasn't one, because Tsuji doesn't have a personality enough to carry a feud. And Takeshita, this is also what bothers me. Takeshita is being criminally underused in AEW right now. Give him a New Japan run. Let him hold the title until April. And then you get set there and go through a bunch of other stuff. What else is he doing right now? Because they won't pull the trigger on him beating Okada.
At least not yet, anyways. I'm really hoping Revolution is where we see it, but, Tony Khan likes to play our face sometimes. I love you, Tony. I really do. I just find it very weird because Takeshita also didn't really have too many title defenses for this IWGP World Heavyweight Championship either, from when he won it off Zack at King of Pro Wrestling back in October. So that was the weirdest thing to me. And
remember, having a weird belt doesn't give you double personality. Until we meet again.
I'm trying to figure this out because, I'm not bothered that Shuri is double women's champion, but something about, I'm gonna be honest, I think Takeshita being double champ could have been fun, but something about Tsuji holding both belts is kind of weird, especially because Tsuji had a very interesting run towards the tail end of last year where he won this. He won this global championship with the story that involved, him and Gabe Kidd going to war and then having to fight off Evil and House of Torture, where he played their game and he came out with his twin brother to wrestle, which was kind of great. Yota Tsuji and his Carmen San Diego looking ass. Like, yeah. I will say,
wore it better. So did Tony Storm.
He's like, I need him to. You know what? He can learn a thing or two from Mercedes and Tony in terms of character development. I would love it. I'm not mad that Tsuji has both belts. I like Yoda Tsuji. I just find it weird that now is where they're going to pull the trigger of him being IWGP World Heavyweight. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think they should have him be. I think he should have had the title going into Wrestle Kingdom last year, and then have Zack carry the title until King of Pro Wrestling, in which Takeshita won it off of him.
I did like one thing.
What's that?
This whole pay-per-view.
What's that?
Even in Japan, the Blue Thunder Bomb doesn't end matches.
No, it does not.
Well, and I also love that Takeshita knew that. Did the Avalanche one is like, nope, I'm not done.
God, that Avalanche one was gnarly.
It was, but we learned it looks cool. It doesn't end matches. No. We need somebody to actually have that as their finishing move and actually have somebody win with it.
So here's how.
Nobody does it ever again.
No, I like the Blue Thunder Bomb. But
you retire the Blue Thunder Bomb. Yeah, Tsuji is a great worker. He just doesn't have what it needs to carry these belts the way they need them to, and there's nobody around him that they can bring up right now that has a reason to fight him. There's good wrestlers they can bring up to fight him, but no one has anything to do with him because he can't carry a storyline. So if you work things through, do you just take the belt off him later? Do you put it up for something else? I mean, do you just have Evil take it back because no one else can freaking deal with it?
No, you know who I would love to see with this title, but I don't think they would let him do it at like this year because for some reason they don't. No, not Tiger Mask. I kind of want to see what a Shingo Takagi IWGP World Heavyweight Championship run would look like.
Interesting.
What? Yeah, definitely.
At least Shingo taking one of those titles off of Tsuji. I think Shingo, I feel like, deserves some sort of championship run. I'm not gonna lie, he kind of kept he kept my block of the G1 together after Gabe Kidd got injured and had to be removed. Because Shingo was fighting everyone and their mother, like he was fighting for something. I was like, you know what, Shingo? I think we can see something for you, but we'll see.
There is somebody that is still working his way up, and that's Royal Oiwa.
Oiwa would be fun too.
I really see them they're doing a slow burn with him right now, with a slow build. Because he's got Zach is like his mentor type of thing, and man, I can't wait for that match. Give me Uemura versus Oiwa for the title, man.
I can't believe I'm going to say this too. I know people have had issue with him because of nepotism, but for the way that he's built himself back up, I would love to see Shota Umino come back into the title picture at some point too. If not Shota too, I would even be here for, even if it's just a one-off, a Yuya Uemura, I think has earned it too. Yuya has worked his ass off. Going from a comedian excursion with him and Joe Hendry as a tag team in TNA to literally kind of being the embodiment of parts of Tanahashi as well, because Tanahashi is also very high on Uemura too.
Well, and also, you look back at New Year's Dash last year, Uemura and Tsuji had a damn banger out there for nothing. They can actually do that together. That'd be a great person to put up against him.
So Tsuji is double champ. He is global
and
IWGP.
Bring back my boy out of retirement, Jimmy Wang Yang.
Not Jimmy Wang. Not the
Bring back the moonsault, dude. It tells you how much I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Lord help us. Alrighty, so we've been talking about Wrestle Kingdom. We finally get into the main event, the final match. Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement match. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. And we did get the Rainmaker back. At first, we got the AEW Rainmaker, and then we got the New Japan Rainmaker, and I cried like a bitch this whole match.
And you could tell Okada was taking care of him all the way through there. And Tanahashi was like, don't make this too long. I really can't last the whole time we're doing it. He got out, the tributes to folks were great. the fact that this was supposed to be Nakamura and it was Okada and Okada did what he could with him, like it's crazy they got the match they did out of each other. I'll say that.
I was surprised he survived when he...
You go first.
No, you go.
Yeah, but my bad. So all I was gonna say is that, like, I agree. Like, they didn't have to be 20 minutes. Tana can't go more than 5. So they did exactly what they needed to. I really like the PK into the Boomaye into the high fly flow.
Was it a Boomaye? Because he could not get his knee up to really do it.
It was more of a step up shining wizard, but
it wasn't so much a Boomaye as a Boo-maye.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The dynamite went boom on that one.
It went.
Somebody check Tana.
Crazy stuff.
It's hard for him to do that with knees made out of Play-Doh at this point. So.
Oh man, yeah. Tanahashi, man, love you, but damn, those knees be not great.
Another thing I've noticed the entire pay-per-view. What's it with Japanese wrestlers and having fucked up shoulders? There are so many people wearing shoulder tape.
God.
It's what happens when you land on your neck and shoulders for everything instead of your back.
For real.
So sitting there, I'm like, 1, 2. There was like 9 people wearing shoulder tape tonight. Also, I'm surprised Tanahashi was able to survive the senton from a top rope.
Oh my god.
He got just flips on Okada, gets to the top rope and does it again. I was like, can he get up? And he did. I was like, okay, old man, good job.
Well, he walked his ass down that ramp on those badass knees. I mean, he's gonna do something with it.
Lord help him. So it's just like any day now.
Kenta looked better on the broken femur walking down there than he did.
Oh, yeah. Kota definitely, like, well, on top of the fact that he's walking like John Cena, I'm like, yeah, these two have messed their backs up for their entire career.
For carrying... No, I'm just kidding. I mean, especially for Tanahashi, this man is I don't care if anyone gets mad at me, but Tanahashi to me is like the blueprint of like what the ultimate babyface character is supposed to be like. This man has been babyface this whole entire career. And people were not mad that he was the true babyface.
Which was the reason all of his partners turned on him.
Yep.
New Japan Sting.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, on top of the fact also, I don't know if anybody else while we were watching this was worried, because Tanahashi would hit the ropes for Okada to hit him with a drop kick, and you could see, I was like, come on, don't be late. Like, he can't run that fast. So Okada perfectly timed those drop kicks every time. I don't know how he did it, because every time that he did it, Tanahashi was like a foot slower each time.
Mikey, what's the difference between an AEW and a New Japan Rainmaker?
So the way that Okada does the Rainmaker in AEW is because he does the pose, the camera comes... Well, normally, New Japan Rainmaker is Okada when he gets ready for the Rainmaker. He does the pose with his arms out and the crowd is cheering. In AEW, he does it, but instead of the pose, because he's being more cheeky about it and he wants to be more of a Japanese comedic, heel, instead of doing the taking in the cheers of the crowd of like a baby face, in AEW, he does the Rainmaker pose. When he comes up, instead of the arms out, he splits the bird out to the crowd.
Awesome. That's good. That's good. I did like when he did that and the camera zoomed out. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okada is having a great time as being like this comedic, kind of comedic heel in AEW. But of course, he was in the Tokyo Dome, so he gave the crowd what they wanted. And for a brief moment, babyface Okada came back with the actual Rainmaker to put down Tanahashi.
Did everyone see his complaints on socials today about what happened afterwards and the backstage stuff?
See, I'm wondering if that was like kayfabe stuff, like it's like manufactured. I don't know. But honestly, if that's how it was, I was just like, I feel like that's like the least thing that you could complain about Okada, so you're not getting my sympathy. But at the same time, I'm just like, New Japan is going through a rough patch, right? It's like there's a lot of moving parts right now.
What was his complaint?
That the head of New Japan and Bushiroad didn't come back to like say thank you to all the wrestlers that were doing stuff, and like AEW, Tony Khan will come back after a show, thank the folks for what they did, check in with them, see how they're doing, and like the head of Bushiroad wouldn't even come back to the visiting wrestlers and say thank you for putting the time in and doing this stuff with us. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there going, they were having Tanahashi's going away thing after you walked back to the locker room. How long does it take you to take off your boots?
Yeah.
I mean, Tanahashi's thing took like 19 hours, so
he's still riding that plinth to this day.
So yeah, let's briefly touch upon that, because like when I saw that this was like an hour and a half, I was like, I know good and well this match is not going that long. And so the match itself was done, and then for the last hour is when we get the retirement ceremony. And so before I get on my soapbox a little bit, right? So we had everybody from Tanahashi's career come out, which includes, you know, this kind of, yeah, sort of. These are your big names. So, of course, you had
Nakamura.
No Nakamura, which still makes me bitter. Not even anything from AJ either, because I was just like, Lord help us, because WWE is being a little bitch about it. But, you know.
Well, if it's not their sandbox, it's not their problem.
Whatever. But so the people that we did get, of course, we had the Switchblade Jay White. And I was just like, where are you, AEW? Like,
did it weren't like? Sorry, my camera got really blurry. I don't know what the fuck's going on with it. Isn't like 3 of those dudes like weren't allowed to come back to New Japan, and they came back for this?
New Japan has been really weird. I think underneath, you know, Tanahashi's presidency as New Japan, like he's kind of like dispelled a couple of the stuff that from the previous regime. But yeah, some of these folks were, well, maybe one of them in particular. So of course, Switchblade, Ospreay, Kenny Omega with a limping Kota Ibushi. I was like, what?
Why did he walk the whole ramp on a broken femur when they had like Muda was at the desk? They could have put him at the desk.
Why, Kota? Why? We had Muda. The one that got me though, and this is to answer your question, Minnie, like Shibata has kind of been banned from New Japan at least the last couple of years, because previous management and presidency of New Japan and Shibata went at it. Also because Shibata was very upset of how they handled him, like after he collapsed in the whole ring with bleeding in his brain. And
is that who came out with Naito?
No, we're gonna get to Naito in a little bit.
No. Shibata came out in the t-shirt and then slapped him on the chest a bunch of times.
That's who that was. I didn't know who that was.
Yeah,
Shibata.
He was one of his first tag team partners. They came up together. Him, Nakamura, and Tanahashi were the 3 musketeers that were like ushering in the new age after Antonio Inoki into coming through.
Okay.
Yeah, so watching Shibata cry made me cry a little bit. And then after everything was said and done, we had like an hour-long entrance from Bushi and specifically Tetsuya Naito. And I'm just like, Naito, I love you. But I was like, we got to wrap this up. And then in the most Naito way possible, cuts a promo.
In the grand scheme of things, this may be the last time that Naito gets an entrance like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't blame him for milking it. You know, like I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna be the most Naito that I can be. Never change, Naito. Never change.
Because he switched from his babyface music to his heel music, and the crowd hated it.
You're like, boo this man.
Oh, that's what Lord. It was when it looped?
Yep.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
He did both of his entrances.
I was just like, Naito, I love you, but Devo, you are.
Now, do we want to explain to Minnie why the commentary is going, you know, don't hit fist bump him, don't fist bump Naito, you know what happens when he does this.
Does he punch people when you fist bump him?
JV, I'm gonna let you be that person to deliver.
No. I want Benny to explain this, because Benny knows better than anybody.
Well, essentially, yeah. He'll drop you.
Because he's tranquilo.
So like I've seen Naito a lot. Like I've seen his image is kind of iconic with his whole pose of the eye thing. I don't think I've ever seen that dude wrestle though.
He was on Forbidden Door a couple of years ago.
He's also in the Tanahashi thing where it's just like Mans has messed up knee, messed up eye, messed up back. Prior to him leaving New Japan, he went and got some surgeries, and then him and Bushi were gone. I was like, "Excuse me." I was like, "What?" And then of course they had the Pro Wrestling Noah Tag Team Championships too. I was just like, "Oh, damn." I was like, "Okay."
They like showed up in Noah like sometime like the week before, and won the tag team titles, and Naito didn't take a bump.
Wild.
He's on his Hogan run right now. It's crazy.
Lord help us. But one thing I did like is afterwards, Tanahashi up at the ramp goes into the fog, never to be seen again, and that is how the ace of New Japan retires. I cried. I was
I'm waiting for the meme edits where they show him walking into the fog and it switches to Edge coming out of the fog.
Oh no. So yeah, that has been our Wrestle Kingdom 20 post-show breakdown. A very weird Wrestle Kingdom this year, at least in my opinion.
It's the make Tanahashi happy one is basically what it is.
This was the make Tanahashi one, and again, this was get everyone on the card as best as we can. I still enjoyed the show, but I will reiterate what I put in my report card now that Tanahashi is retired, and with Sonata taking a hiatus, a leave of absence, and who knows, Evil supposedly also not long for New Japan. I need Tanahashi and New Japan to start investing in their younger talent that we have on this roster now. So, which I think we are going to start seeing that, because again, with Callum Newman coming to the forefront and solidifying himself as the official new leader of United Empire, and with Francesco Akita coming back, and then it's going to be a weird change because we also have a lot of the Bullet Club War Dog boys. Their contracts are coming up very soon. So who knows what's going to happen with that. But I need New Japan to start investing in the people we have, the younger ones like Yo. And I'm not even going to lie. I think a lot of the TMDK boys, I think, are ready for some stuff like Robbie Eagles. We had Kosei Fujita. We need to start propping up these younger guys. And with Tsuji holding the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship for who knows how long, we need to start getting like Yuya, Shota, all these boys, who are on the younger side to be primed up into those positions. But that's just me. But still had a blast. So the next time that this crew will be back to review New Japan will not be until March, because we will be reviewing the New Japan Cup, which guarantees someone a championship match heading into Sakura Genesis, which is the next big four for New Japan, which is in April too. But yeah, gentlemen, this was really fun. I'm glad that you were all here to talk about, the matches we liked and the questions that we have. But we do have a full week packed here as well for the rest of the week here at BC Wrestle Pod. Tomorrow night, 3 out of the 4 of us will be back once at it again, and hopefully we will be joined by a bald professor for the AEW post show.
If I show up, he's not going to be there, so we know that.
You're probably right. We're going to hope. So we're going to be breaking down everything AEW related tomorrow. Then Wednesday evening, 5:30 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Pacific. It's the doubleheader review of NXT and CMLL. And then we're going to finish off the week this Friday with the TNA. Not only is it the premiere TNA episode on the AMC network, now that they got a newer TV deal, but we'll also be doing predictions for TNA Genesis, which is happening this Saturday. Out of the 4 of us, 3 of the TNA hosts will be doing a watch along, not streamed, but we will be watching it together. And Papa also will be in the building in Dallas, Texas for the pay-per-view with. So we're gonna play Where is Papa also in his hat. So I'm excited to play that game during the live. So I'm excited. Also, we're hoping that a lot of the boys get to travel different places too. Like after Will's turn with Genesis, it will be my turn in March for AEW Revolution because I will be in the building because it is in Los Angeles. So I'm excited about that. But yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Strong Style Syndicate. And from all of us here at BC WrestlePod, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay biconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll catch you later. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time. Well, actually, since Minnie's here, Minnie, remind the folks at home why we do what we do here at BC WrestlePod.
Cody wanted to.
Yes. We got to bring it in somehow because we don't have the WWE show anymore. But catch y'all later. Peace.